there. I am Bailey, and I'm here with Glowforge CEO Dan Shapiro today. And
hello.
I'm so excited. I'm usually on the other side of this whole production. You might have seen I'm the one sending you the emails and all the reminders to show up for the live stream today, but then usually I'm hiding on the other side of the camera. Well, our social media manager, Ellen, is out today, so I get to guest host.
Absolutely, and you've been busy lately.
I have.
Not just coordinating this, not just sending all the emails and managing all that sort
True.
of thing, but you've had a big event coming up, right?
Yes, I am getting married in just about a month, and so I know lots of Glowforge customers who actually purchased their Glowforge just to make their wedding decor, and I kind of got a taste of that recently because I spent tons of time on Pinterest, of course, planning my dream wedding decor, and then I decided like, hey, I have access to a Glowforge. I can make this happen.
It has been incredible. I've seen some of the stuff that you've shared in our company's chat channels, and it's gorgeous. I know you're buying some stuff from Etsy.
Yep.
You're buying some stuff from our customers on Etsy. You're making some stuff yourself. I can't tell what came from the store and what came from the artist and what came from you. It's been amazing.
Yeah, and I am no designer. Let me say that. I'm good at like simple text programs, a little bit of Inkscape, but even so, it's been pretty awesome. I'm pretty proud of myself.
And we are lucky, speaking of designers, that we have one right here with us today.
do.
We should introduce Shell, our designer who's going to be helping us with some of our prints. And what do we have on the calendar?
Well,
what are we doing?
I think we're kind of sticking with an event theme. Michelle is actually going to come to my wedding on the day and help set up. So she's been pitching me all these like fun gift ideas and table setting ideas and stuff. So I think we actually worked a few of those into the stream today. So the first one I think we're going to do is sort of for my cocktail hour, we're going to have little cheese platters, and I love cheese. So I think we're going to do a personalized cheese platter on slate.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know people are always asking about the kinds of materials you can print with.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll get through a couple of those today. I just show up and like do what they tell me and print things.
Yeah,
so if I look a little like, what are we doing? That's what's happening. Cheese platter.
You all submitted hundreds of questions, so we've tried to condense them down to like the most common and the most helpful to you to get through today. And so materials is definitely a hot one.
Victoria, does it print on wood? Jerry, does it print on leather? Rolanda, does it print on fabric? Trista, does it print on food? Jessica, does it print on metal? Kadira, does it print on glass?
Whew.
Yes. Great.
Yeah,
Next topic.
Okay, perfect. We're done. Awesome. Well, let's get.
We're gonna do the cheese.
Yeah.
We're going to start with.
So it's gonna look similar to this.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Did you do that?
That's one I did at home. Yes.
Holy smokes.
Not the flowers,
Look
of
at
course,
this.
but.
Okay, so something I see you did here, which is really clever, is you printed this backwards.
Yep.
You actually printed it like this.
Yeah.
And then when you turn it around, it's like glossy. I don't know if you can see this, but you can like look through and it's high gloss and it's got this amazing depth. And it looks like something that was done by a high fashion boutique, despite all the fingerprints and
Yeah, I was
dust.
gonna say. Excuse the fingerprints.
Take a little cleaning
to
before
make
the
sure I
big
have
day.
some Windex wipes available, but.
Oh my gosh, that's stunning. And so that's the theme we're going to use for the cheese plate?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Start with some labels.
Labels.
Labels. Okay, so I think we're going to go with, like you said, like the clear acrylic. So this right here, I've got some proof grade medium clear acrylic. You've got the little proof grade QR code here. So are we going to use this Glowforge? All right.
Great, and while you put that in, I know a lot of people want to know about the kinds of materials you can use. Our materials from other places. We sell a whole line of premium materials called proof grade materials. That's one of the ones we're using. They're masked with paper, so you get a beautiful print every time. It protects it through the printing process. It automatically loads the settings because the Glowforge can identify the material, so it works perfectly every time, and it's 100% guaranteed to work. But you can also grab just about any stone, glass, lots of woods work, acrylics from the local store. You can go outside and pick up a river rock and engrave on it. It's all good. And we'll show you how that process works right now. Shell, can you walk us through some of the design here?
Sure. So
What are we designing with?
We're going to design with PowerPoint today.
Not Photoshop.
Hey, I know that one.
PowerPoint. Oh my gosh. Okay.
that I can handle. That's
So we're back to basics
about
here.
my level.
Yeah.
Everyone can do. So we're just going to take a little shape and we're just going to add.
Okay, a shape from the shapes panel.
Yeah.
And you're going to put some text on there.
So it's kind of like a little arrow because what we're doing now is the labels to stick in the cheese. You're right. I
That's
said that
right.
backwards when I was explaining.
Let's put a nice font here.
A brie.
And so you can use any font.
Any font, whatever you have on your computer, and just go with it. If I remember how to use PowerPoint, we can get that to work.
So one of the really cool things about designing for your Glowforge is you can use whatever design software works for you. We have folks who use Adobe Illustrator, who use Inkscape, which is free software,
Right.
PowerPoint, things like Affinity Designer. You can use Google Draw.
Sure.
Anything that makes a PDF, you can use to design for
And
your
great
Glowforge.
free online resources like the Noun Project for icons. I did a lot of those. That's a great website. You can also, if you want to, you can buy whole design packs on Etsy or on other design marketplaces where people have made the things for you. If you just want to get straight to printing, but usually a little bit of a learning curve to find kind of where you're most comfortable, and then you're just off to the races.
And we also have a catalog of beautiful projects that
Right.
are 100% guaranteed. So if you use one of our catalog designs and proof grade material, you will get the final product, or we'll replace it, refund it, so you know you're actually buying a product, not just a project that might never end.
Right.
And we'll show some of those later.
Oh, sweet.
Wait, that was it?
That was it.
We're done?
We're done.
All right.
Okay, so
Upload it.
Okay, so finish the design, and now you've saved it as a PDF, and this is our web interface, app.glowforge.com, where all the magic happens. And boom, there it is. There we go. So it looks like the background of the text showed up as squares, and you can go and change that out.
I will go fix that.
All right.
no
And
problem. We can go to a question. It looks like we're getting a bunch in here now. Do we want to talk a little bit more about, let's see, engraving on things that we already have, like belt buckles or laptops? It looks like Janice wants to know about that.
Like belt buckles, laptops, flasks, etc. It's really cool to be able to personalize all the things you own. So using the same process that you're seeing right now, going through taking PowerPoint or Adobe Illustrator or whatever your favorite software is, and you can put in objects and then engrave them. In fact, let's see, if we've got another second and can jump over to the camera.
Oh, sure.
I left my phone on set.
Nice.
This is the Pixel 2 Android phone, and you can literally just put it in a Glowforge. There's settings already. You can choose from the drop down and engrave whatever you want. So this is my real phone, and that's what it really looks like now. Tattooed the back of it.
Here's like a little spice jar. So this is a glass engrave curry, and there's a few more over here. And then maybe you've seen, I think we run this one as maybe a Facebook post or a Facebook ad for Glowforge, but how to engrave this beautiful stainless steel flask. And that just has this nice coating on it that comes off with the laser, and it's like a smooth to the finish, looks beautiful. This would have been a great like groomsman gift, really. Maybe I still have time.
That's fantastic. And we'll show some of the other ways that you can create things. I don't know if the audience is able to see those things we're showing them, or if they're looking at Shell's screen. But in any case, I think we are getting the text redone. Shell is normally the world's greatest Adobe Illustrator creator, so throwing her into Microsoft Office.
Yeah, we make her try PowerPoint, of course. Well, we've got more questions coming through. Let's see. Jasmine is asking how she might know which Glowforge is right for her. And I know here on set we've got a Pro, and I believe this one's a Plus.
Yeah, there's 3 models, the Basic, Plus, and Pro. And what I found from talking to hundreds of owners now is everybody who buys the Basic is delighted. They're really happy with the purchase. It's a great value. And 6 months later, they're going, oh man, I wish I'd really gotten the better one.
Well, the Pro is our most popular.
Yeah, the Pro is the most popular.
It really is.
Almost anything that you see on set, with a few exceptions, you can make with all 3 of the models, because the Basic will print in all the different materials. It's beautiful, high resolution printing and everything else. The Plus will actually upgrade the power of the tube, so it can print up to 20% faster.
Right.
And it comes with a double warranty. So you've got a full year of absolutely end-to-end coverage. Laser tube, everything else.
All right.
There's no like, oh, that part isn't covered. And then the Pro has 2 key upgrades. First, it has the upgraded cooling. So if you're in a hot room and you're trying to run all day non-stop, the Pro has a solid state refrigerator, so it can just run and crank through. So if you're using it for your livelihood, that's the one to bet on. The other one is it has the Pro pass-through, a slot on the front and the back. So you can have oversized material and print truly enormous things.
Furniture, huge signs.
Exactly.
A child's height measure. I think Shell got her design figured out, so
no
we
worries.
can check out the software now. Yes. So here we are in the glowforge.com app. So you always access Glowforge from the internet. So you could do it from your phone or from your iPad or from your laptop or from your friend's computer. All you have to do is log on to your account on glowforge.com.
Yeah, and it's really neat because personally my Glowforge isn't next to my desktop. So I'll do all the design work on my desktop, I'll send it to the Glowforge, I'll walk over and I'll be like, oh, actually I want to change things around a little bit. And I can just pull out my phone, drag it into place and reprint. I can print another one.
So nice.
You can, I'm like, it's so powerful,
Yeah.
right? You can copy and paste and make a dozen of these things just as easily as you can make one. So the process, once you brought it into the Glowforge software by uploading the PDF, is anything that's filled in is an engrave, anything that's a line is a cut, and if you want to, you can change between, like if you click on engrave, you can change between draft, which is fastest, HD, which is highest resolution, but you decide which print speed you want and you click the print button. I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, this has been
Speaking of
blowing. I've been
buttons,
trying not to press it. It's like a
it's everybody's favorite piece of their Glowforge. All right, Bailey, do the honors.
the honors, all right.
And so as soon as you push the button, it spins up and the head moves over and the powerful laser actually cuts and engraves with a precision of less than 1,000th of an inch to produce the final product. It can actually print at up to 1,355 lines per inch. That's higher resolution than a traditional black and white laser printer.
Right.
And as you're seeing right now, it's actually pulsing the laser thousands of times a second in order to engrave whatever the text or image, whatever it was that Shell created to go produce that image. It's going to go back and forth, and then when it's done, it's going to turn on to full power and cut. This is the rare inside view of a Glowforge.
Look at that.
Nobody gets to see that. That was a sneak. Oh, there we
There
go,
it
sneak
is.
peek. And you can see it's. You're looking from a little GoPro in the back looking forward, and it's moving back and forth, it's pulsing, and you can see those flickers of light. The actual laser beam is invisible, but it's engraving just on the surface. Those little white flickers are the acrylic
That's
being
incredible.
engraved.
It really doesn't get old to watch the Glowforge go though. So I've been at Glowforge for over 4 years. I saw like the first Glowforge print ever, and it was amazing. And then that one was just as amazing, I think.
Yeah, it's weird. You still see people around the office all the time sitting there and just like watching the magic unfold.
I remember back during our launch, or any time really that we've gotten to bring Glowforge to an event, and just seeing someone watch it for the first time, it is like they're watching magic. It is amazing, and I imagine people love to show it off in their homes at parties and things like that. It just becomes a Glowforge night.
Yeah, 4 years ago when we were still taking pre-orders, we'd go to events and we'd bring units with us. Folks would literally wait 3 hours, like our lines. You remember
print,
this?
like a little
1 to
name
3 hours
tag or-
to get to do this, and now you can actually put this in your home and you can have this at your disposal. The Glowforge in our basement gets non-stop rotation. I've got twin 10-year-olds. There are constantly school projects.
Right.
There's games. There's
And they've gotten more
organizers.
advanced, I noticed, as the kids get older.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because when you first started the Glowforge business, I remember they just thought you can print anything, which is almost true, but they thought that included an iPad.
Yeah, they wanted to print an iPad. We had to talk about, like, there are some things you can do and some things you can't, but there is this magic when your kids grow up and their first question isn't, can you buy this? It's, can you print this? And that's the home that has a Glowforge. That's a home that values making things for yourself and creating things. And that's what I love so much about this product, because it gives anyone from kindergarten to engineering the power to take an idea, push a button, and
Okay.
have the result.
All right, this part's always fun. Opening it up.
Now, all of our actual Glowforge customers who are watching are going to go, you'd never actually print that in the center of the material, because then you waste all the material
Sure,
around
good
the edges.
point. That wasn't
but,
the
you know,
most-
it's good video.
That's true. That wasn't the most material efficient way to print. So you can see we've got brie, Gouda, and cheddar here, and they've got a masking on them. So
I steal the brie?
yes, please.
So this paper masking helps keep it from getting discolored through the printing process. And you can just peel it off with fingernails and all that, but I do this a lot, so I've upgraded to duct tape. And
Yeah, my nails suffered a little bit a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Forgot to bring
if you
some.
forget the duct tape. So you
Yeah.
can see there.
So then we'll just stick that right in some cheese. You'll know what you're getting into.
That's
as
gonna
you
be amazing.
Prepare your appetizer plate. Oh my gosh, very exciting.
And what's the cheese going to sit on, Bailey? This is a setup, so somebody just wrote it on a board, so I actually do know what we're doing next.
Aha, yes, we are going to go ahead and try out kind of a non-proof grade material. Lots of people ask about, can they engrave on different sorts of stone and tile and things like that, and the answer is mostly yes. and especially this beautiful slate. So I think we're actually going to do, are we going to do a trace on this one? Just mine and my fiance's name. It's exciting. All right,
Oh
the
my
same
gosh.
forge?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're about to see is an incredible magic trick. We are going to transform, oh, there we go. We're going to transform a piece of slate that I think might be from Lowe's or Tiles for Less down the street. It's like
Nice.
79 cents worth of tile with a couple of those little fabric feet that you put on the bottom into something that is gorgeous. And if you went and bought it, it would be like $10 if it was not customized, $20 if it was customized.
Right.
And it's going to take a few minutes. This is going to be amazing. Are we going to cut over and see the interface? All right, so, oh my gosh, this is what happens when you say to a talented designer, what if we engraved a cheese plate? You get this. So this is Adobe Illustrator, and we're doing that one? You just clicked copy, Control C, and now Control V. This is a PC, it works great on Macs too, it works great on Chromebooks, like whatever you've got, Linux, no problem. Because it's web-based, you can upload from anything. And you just said paste, and here it is. But wait, that's too small, Shell. Whoa!
It's a little hard to see, but you're actually, because the slate is so dark, but we're actually seeing an overhead view, obviously, of the slate there in the Glowforge, which that right there is, it just makes the whole placing process just so easy. You're able to like use the most beautiful part of the material, get it in exactly the right position, maybe put on a whole bunch of different designs around each other, fix something. It's actually funny when I was creating a piece that we have over there, and it's a timeline of mine and my fiance's relationship, and he came home and I was mid-print of a 35-minute print, and he said, hey, wait a minute, that's not the date that we did this trip. And I said, oh shoot, and I actually paused the print, fixed the file, and was able to resume it, and it was perfect. So
That's
save
incredible.
the material.
And let's see, with proofgrade material, it automatically configures the power and speed for you. With this one, did you show the saved settings? People often ask about this.
Yeah, I think we
you can
actually have a
just
question.
save the settings. There it goes, slate. And now anytime you do slate, you can pick slate and it'll work perfectly. 5 minutes. This beautiful
What?
This beautiful
That's
thing is
all
gonna be
this
done in
is?
5 minutes.
That's awesome. Yeah, though if there's one time you're gonna buy a whole bunch of stuff with your name on it, it is your wedding.
Yeah, that's really true.
It's really true. But customized things just add like a level of, personality and custom to a gift that really make it clear that the person did not like stop off at the store before this and grab it for you. Like obviously there's some thought put into it.
It's incredible when you give something that it might have taken you 15 minutes, it might have come from $1's worth of parts, but when it's something that's truly meaningful to the person, it is transformative. Like you suddenly become the best gift giver on the planet. And like you show up at a
Right.
dinner party with custom slate coasters and cheese board and jaws drop.
Yeah.
And in your head, you're like, that was $5 worth of parts and took me an hour. But it is so incredible
It's so
to bring into the world. And are we ready to print? All right, let's push the button.
shall
And then
we?
maybe while that's printing, we can show some of the other things we have around that people have created.
Yes, let's. All right, so that's started. So we've kind of got this table of goodies over here.
So
Oh.
yeah, let's show some of the items that we've got created.
Well, here are a couple more wedding specific things that I made. This is the one that I dropped
goes
something
one.
else
Oh, no.
overboard. This is the one. It's kind of like a timeline of our relationship, and this is the one where I said I had to stop at mid print, but you really can't tell because
Yo, this is stunning.
Oh, thank
Wow.
you.
I think I saw this on your Instagram feed, but I
Yeah.
had not seen it in person before.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. We've been together a long time, so it's kind of fun to show all the different things we've done. And like, I couldn't have probably bought this on Etsy. I mean, this would have been quite the custom order.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this is pretty special. I'm excited about
and
it.
speaking of Instagram, when you're done watching this, or if you want to open up another window, go to Instagram and search for #Glowforge.
Oh.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
More than 30,000 incredible creations that people around the world are printing with their Glowforge right now.
That right there might be the biggest like wow moment I have on a daily basis, because not to brag, but I think I used the #Glowforge I was the first one ever to use it 4 years ago, and now it's 30,000. What?
later.
I don't know. I personally haven't started many huge hashtags in my time, so
That's the one.
Yeah, that's it.
Shell, is it possible that we could bring that up just so we could show people for a fraction of a moment? Oh
look
my
at
gosh,
that.
look at that. So we have no idea what we're going to see. If it's something horribly inappropriate, I apologize.
Sorry.
Like, this is live.
Dogs welcomed, people tolerated. Oh yes, that's my.
I see a Triceratops. I see Ariana's name. I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
Some
Harry
people
Potter.
do the most beautiful staging with their projects. I'm always so impressed. Oh, see, and we've got some slate coasters there.
Yeah.
Some wood coasters. Oh, always the pet things, very popular.
Yeah, this is gold for pet owners. And it's
Yes.
really neat.
Oh my gosh.
Googly eye. Wait, we
eyes
got to
on
go
the
back.
Button.
People decorating their button is definitely a Glowforge meme.
Oh my gosh. I have seen,
everybody's
oh
Glow-
my gosh, how cute is that?
Sorry, I know we're here to learn about Glowforge. We just
My
have
God.
to admire the googly eyes for
Too
a minute.
excited.
It's such a personal thing, Glowforge ownership, that people are constantly decorating. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Look at that ring box.
Oh,
All
that's
right, so I see it's made of metal, and you can engrave metal. It was made of glass, you
Yeah.
can engrave glass, and then it was wood, which you can both cut and engrave to produce those results.
That's amazing.
So I will literally spend 5-10 minutes every day looking at this, just the inspiration behind
and
what people are making.
There's one Instagram in particular that I spent a lot of time on, and it kept coming up in different meetings recently, and so we got in touch and got some behind the scenes with them. So that's the fairy doors.
My gosh.
Can
Do
we
we
pull
have-
them up, Shal?
Do we have the footage that they sent us about their design process? This is so neat because
Yeah.
they've created a business around 3D engraving with their Glowforge. So there's their Instagram, but I think we've got some video that we can cut over to, and they can explain this in their own words.
Oh, look at that.
Hi, I'm Chris Pallas.
And I'm Kevin Zerwacki.
And we make the fairy doors with Blue Toucan Studios. When we first bought our Glowforge, we thought it'd be doing 2, maybe 3 different tasks and doing them regularly. But more than a year later now, there's perhaps 100 different tasks that we have it do for us that we never would have even thought of doing without having this device in our studio. As artists, one of the things that you always think about is when you're making anything, you buy a new tool and you want that tool to do its job. And with the Glowforge, that tool has superseded everything that we ever hoped it would be.
Yes. Most of my design I just do on my iPad. So I can go to a coffee shop and I can go from sketch to finished vector drawing that the laser can read in an afternoon.
Mm-hmm. I mentally, having never used a laser before, thought it was going to be super technical. It got to the point where you just go, like, I have an idea, I just want to try something. I had an idea to do a picture of the moon on a door. And so I spent 20 minutes hunting down some reference off of NASA. I picked out a pixie frame, I put it in there, I threw it over to the Glowforge, and I just said, we'll see. I go off and I set it all up and I hit go. And then the Glowforge is another member of our studio, just plugging away, doing its job while I can move on and do other things.
It is basically the most fun toy we've ever had.
It really is.
I still don't know how they made that doorknob.
I know. No, to me neither. But
I was
I'm
like,
not,
they bought the doorknob somewhere, and they're like, no, we made the Glowforge, the doorknob on the
they sent
Glowforge.
us some. We've got a few
Oh.
IRL
Oh.
fairy doors right here. Here's one.
Oh my gosh.
Get close up. There's that tiny little doorknob. Look at that. There's my finger for comparison.
So this is just exhibit A of people do things with this product that I never could have imagined in a million years.
And I mean, this is their full-time business. When I was emailing back and forth with those guys a couple weeks ago, they were like, okay, gotta go. We're off to a 4-day Renaissance fair, and they sell hundreds of these. And
Amazing.
people, I mean, they do custom ones. They do it all.
One of my favorite tidbits was they said that they went to England and took pictures of antique barn doors, and that this engraving right here, this 3D engrave, is actually from a real photo of a real old English countryside barn
I
door.
think that's what makes it so amazing. Like, there's a level of authenticity that wasn't made in Illustrator. That was made.
Yeah.
That's a really amazing use of our trace
Yeah.
feature.
And the ability to carve, actually to do 3D engravings that give real depth and sculpting detail is an often overlooked feature of the Glowforge project. So
Sure.
they're actually able to carve deep in these, and if they, because they've started producing some of these in large numbers, what they did was they used their Glowforge to carve the design, and then they put silicone on it, and then they cast resin doors so they could crank out like dozens of them an hour, and speed up the process. So I think some of these are actually the one that they did on the Glowforge, and some of these are resin cast.
I think you're right, and it's interesting. They mentioned that when they originally decided to buy the Glowforge, They bought it just to speed up a couple parts of their process, and then once they got it in their hand, they realized, oh wow, this can actually change the way we make our whole product. And I know it looks like we're getting a question from Tanya, which maybe we just sort of answered, but how can I earn money with the Glowforge?
Oh, there are so many ways that we see people earning a living. So it is, sometimes there's a piece of jewelry, there's some creative object, art, something like that somebody creates. Like, that's way out of my world. I have no creative bone in my body. But then sometimes we see people who are just taking inspiration from architecture, from designs, printing those things out, tracing designs that have come from publicly available sources.
Yeah. It can be really simple. I saw this one, I think just yesterday. I was on the Glowforge users group on Facebook, which, by the way, is great. We don't run it. It's totally organic, but it's it's a great resource if you're thinking about getting a Glowforge. And there was a man on there who posted, I caught my wife looking at Glowforge online, and I bought her one, and she had, I think he said she'd paid it off in 2 months, selling about 1,000 of these very simple phone holders. 2 pieces of material. They were either acrylic or wood, just like this. And she got huge orders. People love them, and she had paid for the Glowforge in 2 months by making this super simple design and making them custom.
Another story I just read was somebody who just showed stuff that he made to friends and coworkers and wound up getting an order for 1,000 of something from a major company, a brand you've heard of, and they're like, "Oh, cool, we're going to do this as a giveaway." So I don't remember. I think it was keychains or coasters.
I know what you're talking about.
Made a ton of them, printed them out, and boom. There's the Glowforge right there.
Yeah.
So there's just limitless creativity to go do that.
It's so exciting. I reach out to customers sometimes to see how it's going, and if it's going well, I'll say, "Oh, could you write us a review sometimes?" And it's so amazing that they write back and say, "Oh, it's going great." And I got this email in my inbox this morning, and here's a picture of a 100. They were motorcycle bag accessories. So they were a leather piece that had been customized. He said he just got like 150 piece order, and I pumped these out last week. And I mean, that's could
crazy.
I get a better answer to how is it going? Like,
yeah, that's amazing. And speaking of how's it going, how's the
yes.
cheese board going?
I think it's been done for quite a while. It was only a 5-minute print, but we just kept talking. Oops.
So,
oh my gosh.
Oh, that's incredible.
So
all right, so look at this. That's the engraving. As you see, it is absolutely flawless. This looks like it was printed with, it's the quality of a laser printer, but on solid stone. And just the detail and beauty of this is hard to see. If you felt it, you'd feel just barely scratch the surface of it. And let's see what it looks like with some cheese. I see we did the cooking show.
Yes.
Hey, look, it's done.
Ta-da! And here we've got the little brie arrow. So I'll go ahead and
that we printed earlier in the show.
Yes.
Some of you may recognize this from our neighbors at Starbucks headquarters, where we procured the cheese.
It's that little protein box or what have you, right? Comes in handy.
And let's see, what do we get to print next?
Wow.
Ooh. Okay, so Trace is so cool. This actually lets you take a drawing of your own creation, or your kid's creation, or your friend's creation, something that you printed off the internet, and transform it directly into a digital file that you can print one of, 100 of, and share with your friends. It is the easiest way to create something with your Glowforge. In fact, when you get your Glowforge, we find most people take about 30 minutes to get it out of the box, set up, plugged in on Wi-Fi, and then the very first print is going to be a little cool ruler that we include, and you'll be holding that in about 30 minutes. 5 minutes later, you'll hold your first creation from scratch. We'll walk you through the whole process that you're about to see of drawing something, writing something, tracing it, and then creating something from your actual handwriting. And in this case, I think we're going to take Bailey's handwriting. Oh my gosh. Is that really going on your wedding?
Yeah, we had a wine and cheese theme, for so I like it. Don't whine, will you be my bridesmaid?
So
yes, thank you.
We're going to put that in the Glowforge to scan it, and the onboard camera will actually scan the design and transform it into a digital file that you can stretch, you can move, you can copy, you can make a dozen of. In this case, we're going to scan it, then we're going to drag it over and put it on a coaster and engrave it on the coaster. You can, in fact, just draw directly on the material. You can draw a line on a piece of wood and then cut it in half. So it's a really powerful way to use a pen as a creative tool for actual hard goods, not just drawings. Let's take a look at how that goes here.
And it's right up there. So
All right, should I put the coaster in?
it's all in.
Oh, it's all in. It's ready to go. It's so fast I don't even notice it happening. So the trace process is drawing a selection box around the design. And look, it just pulled it right out there, full black and white. You can make it brighter or darker. If Shell wanted to, she could have clicked on any of those lines to make them a cutout, but we're not going to cut, we're just going to engrave. So she's putting it there, and with the Glowforge camera, it's really easy to arrange it so things land exactly where you want them. There's no fussing around, and you can see what you're going to get. Again, because this isn't material we sell, she's experimented beforehand to find the power and speed that works right. If it was our material, then it would pop up automatically, and once she's found it, she can save it so she never has to again.
So when you would buy a material like this on Amazon or pick it up at this craft store or whatever, you would just need to experiment a bit to find the settings that work best. So it might take a couple tries, do a little testing, but often then you can save your settings, and then you've got that coaster material in there forever.
Yeah, if you bought this coaster off Amazon, you buy a 6-pack, you put one of them in, and you just engrave a letter 5 or 6 times until you find the way that makes it look the way you want. And the reason I love proof grade material is you just skip all that. Put it in, push the button,
I do
and
prefer
it goes.
to skip all that.
It's nice when it works. So let's see, have we got it in there? We're ready? Okay, so we've traced it. We've put the design on there, and the button's glowing.
Well,
Do I get to push this one?
Yeah, you haven't gotten a chance yet.
There we go. People ask, is it easy to use? Can I use it even though I have no background with technology?
Right.
Even though I tried to set up my printer and it was a disaster? Even though my smart TV is still sitting in a box? Yeah, no, this is really that simple. There is literally one button on the device. There's nothing to go wrong
I
here.
know I saw a question come through, just how easy is it to set up? And I mean, let me put it this way. I came home the other day and our TV had been used for a DVD and I couldn't get back to cable, but I can set up a Glowforge.
Yeah, we actually had a customer whose smart TV and Glowforge arrived on the same day. His Glowforge was printing in 30 minutes, and 2 days later his TV was still not working properly.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So it is really simple. You plug it into the wall, you turn it on. It just needs Wi-Fi and power. If you have the compact filter, which lets you put it anywhere, then you connect the hose to the compact filter. If you don't, you put the hose out a window. In either case, you then go to your phone or tablet or computer or whatever else, you go to a web page, it walks you through, click on the Wi-Fi network, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
Then we give you your first 3 prints, which by the time you finish your first 3 prints takes about 15 minutes. You know everything you need to know to learn.
Right, you
to use
made
the
something
Glowforge.
3D that can join together, kind of gotten past that initial like, am I just gonna print flat things forever?
Flat things are awesome,
Flat things
but
are
3D
awesome.
things are awesome too. Can we cut over and show a few 3D things?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get on the roving Nick cam.
Over here.
By the way, Nick, our intrepid camera operator, is coming around here. So some of you may have seen the video where we had this gigantic world globe that was created out of cardboard. That's actually the globe from the original video. And it's just corrugated cardboard in slices stacked up to make a 3D object. You can also see this picture of a completely random building, certainly not one that's trademarked and very famous in Seattle, came from one of our firmware developers who had, I think, had his first date with his then girlfriend, now wife there, and designed this from scratch. But what's cool is we then just scaled it up and made a giant version.
The one that he'd made for her was real small.
It was really
for your
tiny
house.
and cute.
Sure.
Yep. And you were talking about 3D. There's so many ways to make 3D things, like this leather pouch, which doesn't have any stitching. It actually has fingers that come together. This is designed from our catalog. And so you don't need to sew in order to assemble this. This one, the laser...
This one does require some stitching, but the laser actually did those stitch holes. So then you just sort of stitch it together through the holes with a blunt needle and thread, and it's just like lacing up a shoe. It's quite simple. You don't have to be a seamstress or use a professional sewing machine to kind of make those holes.
And if you really want to go crazy with a 3D, we have here a dollhouse that was entirely laser created. Believe it or not, this was done on a Glowforge Basic because each one of the parts is small enough to fit in there and slot together. Remember, the Pro lets you do truly enormous projects, as if that's not enormous enough. I mean, I'm not sure, like, Shell, could you just stand next to that for scale? Because it may be hard to see just how incredibly enormous and fantastic that is. I had to hide this from my children from ages 5 to 7 because if they knew it existed, then there would have been trouble at the Shapiro household.
So awesome! It's so amazing, and I think that one could actually be made on a Basic, right?
That is one that we can make on a Basic. Do we have that amazing giraffe ruler to show a Pro project?
Yeah.
We'll grab that. You may have also seen on our Instagram floor standing lamps, stools, furniture. So you need the pro to make things that are out of one enormous piece of material,
Right.
like Jerry the giraffe here. So you can see this is something you hang on the wall, and there we go, and it lets your child measure themselves as they grow. This is one giant piece of proof grade cherry material with highlights that come from walnut and acrylic. So that's the sort of enormous creation that you can do with a Glowforge Pro.
You know, I was seeing these little photo props over here,
Oh,
which would be perfect for a classroom.
Oh
but
my
there's
gosh,
so
yeah.
many projects that are perfect for a classroom.
we have had hundreds of teachers discover this and purchase this. It's something that we
Yeah.
really designed originally for the home and for personal use, but it is so powerful in a learning environment. We've seen more and more schools buy this.
Yeah, I've been in touch with a couple teachers who tell me that, you know, they weren't sure if they were going to be able to teach Glowforge to their kids because they weren't an expert, and how would that work? And they are telling me, no, they get it. They dive right in on day one and they're making stuff. So I've actually been in touch with one teacher, Brandon, who I think made a little video testimonial for us with one of his projects. And do we have that video of Brandon? I'd love to pull that up and kind of show what
Oh
he's
my
been
gosh.
doing.
I remember you sending this around our
Yeah,
company
yeah.
Slack channel, and he was talking about all the great things he's done with his kids.
He's one of those great, like really enthusiastic teachers, and yeah.
If we have that,
Western, and we've been using our Glowforge here at my school.
And our favorite thing that we've made so far is our marble mazes. We've designed them in our software. Pop it in here, about 3 minutes, cut them out, press the magic button, and perfect.
Those are so cool. I would have loved to do stuff like that in class.
and the magic button, like people
I know.
love to decorate their buttons. There's a
that cracks me up.
Yeah, oh, it's incredible. I think our print is done here, that
Okay.
trace. So for those of you just tuning in, this is a print that we did where Bailey actually wrote the text, used her own handwriting. Glowforge captured that, digitized it. We dragged it over, resized it, plopped it on a coaster. The whole thing took like 2 minutes to design, took a couple minutes to print, and
Here it
there we are.
So I have obviously already asked my bridesmaids to be in my wedding, but I wish I'd gone with this dad joke.
This dad hardly
How can I work
approves.
this in? I love it. That's so fun. My handwriting always looks better engraved on things than
Yeah.
just written. It's funny how that happens.
And
yeah.
pro tip, if you write anything, even in bad handwriting, write it big and then shrink it down, it looks amazing. So like you go do your design really big, and
Yeah.
then when you scan it, you just squish it down and it looks detailed
Yeah,
and
wow.
smooth
How did
and
you
beautiful.
draw that so intricately?
It's good for
Incredible.
people with no drawing skill like myself.
I see. We're getting a question here from Shamika, and she's asking, do I need to ventilate the Glowforge, and if so, how? So
Yeah, so we were talking about the string setup. You have two choices.
Yeah.
About 2/3 of our customer will put it near a window, and you can put it's a dryer hose. You can put the dryer hose right next to the window.
you'll be familiar. It's like a big aluminum shiny thing.
You'll look at it and you'll
Yeah.
say like, oh yeah, it's the thing in my dryer.
Nothing
Or
scary.
you can use a compact filter, which we have here. It's about the size of a recycling bin, sits on the floor underneath it, and you connect the Glowforge to it in order to vent to the outside.
And Nick's down here kind of
There's
showing
a
a
compact
close-up.
filter.
Oh, there it is, the beautiful compact filter.
Oh, Kathy just asked us an awesome question. She asked about the Moroccan lamp.
Oh.
It is much prettier than the compact filter. There's a Moroccan lamp behind the cheese board. How hard is that to make on a Glowforge? So, first off, if you're a Glowforge customer, this was a free giveaway that we did
It was.
like a month or two ago
Yeah,
of
I
this
think
design.
it was for a National Week of Making celebration.
That's right.
Sure.
Every week or so, we throw out another amazing design. Here's how difficult this is to make on Glowforge. Step 1, put in a piece of wood, click on the design, click print. Step 2, put in a piece of acrylic, click on the design, click print.
Ooh.
Step 3, slot together. There's only one catch. Shell cheated a little bit, and she put gold foil on
She
the edge.
does things like that, you know?
Still only a 20-minute print. So, and was the no glue, this
No
all slots
glue.
together. Was the gold foil laser cut as well?
Yes.
Okay, so you can laser cut the gold foil highlights, and then are they a sticker or
It's like a sticker and you peel off what you don't need.
a sticker where you just
That
peel
is
off what you
so
don't need? So
cool.
you laser cut it, put it
Sometimes
on.
it's those little tiny, like, extra finishing steps that really level up. I mean, that looks like straight out of a boutique, you know? I mean, wow, that's beautiful. I also love the crayon effect, which I think
Oh
you
yeah.
can see on here. This is another little hack to kind of level up your prints right away. So this is black acrylic that's been engraved, and what this is it's a phone amplifier, so you could sit a smartphone right in here and it'll make the music or the podcast louder, like so. But if we hadn't put this pink in here, it would be hard to see the design, right? So it's actually sort of like a crayon or like a paint crayon, and it just makes the design really pop. I love this one. Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, what's the most unusual project you've ever seen? Samantha asks. Ooh, I got one.
Oh yeah? Oh gosh, there's a lot.
I don't know if we
of
can
good
dig this up, but there was something that came across Twitter that utterly blew my mind.
Yeah.
So different people get this project and they think different things. Some people look at this and they're like, jewelry. Some people look at this and they're like, I'm going to design a complicated mechanism. Other people
Sure.
say, I'm going to go print amazing things for my wedding.
Right.
This person saw their Glowforge and then saw 2 baby robins trapped in the window well
Oh, no.
of their home and said, I'm going to print a ladder.
Oh,
And they designed and printed a ladder.
a little bird ladder.
A little bird ladder to help these baby birds escape. Do we have the Twitter post of that or something that we can pull up?
No.
We don't.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot, we couldn't find
so
it this time.
they actually
It's so
had
funny.
this like 3-foot long ladder.
Right.
I think they had a Pro, which they lowered in there, and they posted video on Twitter of first the birds hopping partway up, then the mama bird airdropping food, bringing worms in and feeding them on the ladder, and then them hopping up and flying away.
That's so sweet. And I think what it really highlights is kind of like that use case for Glowforge that you don't know until you have it. Like, you know, this, oh shoot, this little plastic part broke off of this, or like I lost the lid to this, or my violin bridge broke and I can't, you know, glue it back together, but you could print a new one on the spot. And that's the sort of like unanticipated, like fix-it MacGyver problems that Glowforge is so good for.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw a question go by about, I'm a contractor. Can I use a piece of wood from my job site?
Ooh.
So, great question. Let's see. Who was that? Brandon on the live stream. Also, Josh asked, can I use material that I purchased from a local store like Home Depot or Lowe's, or do I have to order it through Glowforge?
Right.
So you absolutely can bring material, use your own material. It's important that it be laser compatible.
Right.
For example, pressure treated wood is not laser compatible. It can release fumes, harmful fumes. So when you go raid the job site, don't touch the pressure treated stuff.
Okay, that's good to
Pine,
know.
oak, walnut, like all the natural hardwoods and softwoods work great.
Yeah.
So yes, you can go to Home Depot and Lowe's. You can buy those beautiful natural woods, or the super cheap stuff that's not so beautiful, but it's cheap, so you
Sure.
can practice on it
The
and
only thing
print
is,
on that.
if you go to Home Depot one time and then you go to Home Depot the next time, or any store, any non-proof grade material, you have to remember that the batch might not be exactly the same, so you'll want to like retest your settings every time because it might not be consistent. So but speaking of printing on you know, materials that you found, I think that's kind of the next thing we're gonna do here.
Oh, what do we got? Oh, a bottle opener, because it's a wine and cheese party.
Yes,
So we
yes.
got to finish. Do you want to choose one of those
Lovely.
bottle openers?
Oh, I love the colors you chose.
And I think Shell put some masking tape on one of them because that can give you a cleaner engrave. It's not necessary, but it'll give a sharper resolution.
So if we were to do it without the tape, then we just have to kind of clean it afterwards. Yeah. But just with some rubbing alcohol, but it's better just with the tape. Great, and are we just going to do our names on this again? Oh, lovely.
And
right.
it's so great. You can take a single design, you can take an image, you can take text and put it on everything. And you can get a really gorgeous unified look for whatever it is that you're craving
Right.
for. And can we jump over and see the interface again?
Sure.
So Shell's dragging it to make it the right size. She's putting it in place. She's choosing the material and saying, yeah, this isn't material that we know. This is an optional step, set focus, that makes the camera image sharper and helps with the placement, makes it more accurate. It'll do it automatically if you don't do that. And then you can choose the power and speed. And if you want to, you can save that for the future so you don't have to remember those. That's the lines per inch, which gives you the resolution and detail. And Shell will save that for the next dozen bottle openers that we want to engrave.
Well, I was just looking at this and thinking, gosh, how long will these each take to print? Because wouldn't these be cool to put on everybody's place as like their favor and kind of their like a wayfinder?
Oh, yeah.
Rather than just a little card, I could give them a takeaway that they can keep forever and use and reminds them of the wedding. And I made pretty fun.
Oh my gosh. My kids just decided they're going to have a gaming group. And so they're having there's going to be 6 fifth graders in our home, all playing games together. And as part of that, I was like, oh, everybody should have like a custom writing utensil.
Oh,
so I
sure.
got these really fancy pens, like fancy looking pens on Amazon. That was like $10 for a dozen of them or something like that. And I wound up cranking through, and I was going to do 6, and then I was like, oh, I might as well do the rest of them. So I engraved a dozen pens. The whole thing took something like 45 minutes. It was super fun. I'm going to surprise them with that on their
Yeah, how
first
long
day
is
tomorrow.
this print?
3 minutes 45.
3 minutes and 45 seconds. So
seconds.
I mean,
If anybody out there has done traditional 3D printing, you're probably used to things that take hours or overnight. That's what's so magical about printing with the Glowforge. It is lickety split quick. And so push the button, it's going to come over, and you can watch and see how long is left.
there it
It's
starts.
really
You can kind of
fast
see
and
it on
easy.
the bed there. It's real flat. Those
Oh,
are so
Angie,
cool.
very
Oh.
on point timing.
Can you engrave metal or stainless steel? She asks. Yes.
Watch us go.
And you will notice that we've got sort of that masking on it. Like we said, that's just like a low adhesive, sort of like a masking tape
It's
or
basically
something like
masking
that.
tape.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
basically masking tape.
You can do painter's tape is what a
Oh,
lot of folks
the
use for
blue-
that. The blue
the blue
painter's
painter's
tape.
tape, sure.
Because it comes off easily. And it's worth noting that depends on the metal. You can engrave it just plain. You may put tape on it. For some metals, you need to spray them with this stuff called Surmark that looks like spray paint.
Yes.
And then you engrave over it and wipe it clean.
Yes.
Just depends on the metal. So
For an anodized aluminum, nothing. I've
Oh, yeah,
got
that just
my own
engraves beautifully.
MacBook in there, and
Oh, yeah.
not only in the Glowforge launch video, but also the one I'm currently using. I've got a pink one that has a couple little tattoos on it.
it's really cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I get a
engraves
lot of
beautifully.
comments on it. People are like, "How did you do that?" Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. People have watched that launch video where we have like the whole edge to edge engraved, and they're like, "No, seriously." Like, yeah, no, you just push the button. There's a setting that's already saved for you, so you can engrave that.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, so we have been talking about some of the people who buy this, and they buy it for personal use. They wind up using it for business. They
Right.
wind up having it pay for itself. And I know that one of those customers emailed you a video recently.
Well, we actually found him on YouTube because he made a whole YouTube channel about how much he loves Glowforge and about how he's making stuff with his daughter. And this is a guy named Troy the Maker. And it's kind of the sort of guy that you just need to see to get him and his energy. And I'm really excited to share one of his videos with you.
Hey, what's up? T-R-O-Y, the Maker, checking in. And I'm gonna tell you why I bought the Glowforge. The number one thing is they got the proof grade material. The proof grade material is super dope. As soon as you put the proof grade material in the machine, it got these QR codes on there that the camera automatically scans, and it puts the settings in for that material. The second thing is the camera. The camera is super duper dope. On your computer, your phone, your iPad, and you can move your design around on the material so you don't cut somewhere that it don't need to be cut or engrave somewhere that it don't need to be engraved. And also so you can use as much of the material as you can. The third thing is the button. I like pressing the button because when that button lights up, you already know it's time to create something. But my daughter, she likes pressing the button. Like if she around and that mother light up, she's gonna try to run to go press that button. Can I press the button, Daddy? Can I press the button? And I let her press the button. Of course I let her press the button. The fourth thing that I like about it is the referral links. The referral links are super duper dope. So if somebody uses your referral link, they can save some money and you can get some money. And if you get enough referral links, you can basically get your machine paid for. So those are some things that I wanted to share with you on the reasons why I bought the Glowforge and some things that I really, really like about the Glowforge. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you see what I mean, right?
Troy's amazing.
Yeah, he's a fun one. I think it's been fun if you go back and see his videos. He's leveled up his projects up so much, and everyone will. In fact, someone was just asking in chat about engraving photos, which seems like a really hard, advanced kind of skill, but I have a secret. It's not.
Yeah, you take the JPEG and you drop it on there.
Yeah, do we
and
have
the hard
any-
advanced thing is you set the contrast and brightness and sharpness first, and then like
Sure.
it looks twice as good.
Look at this though. I love this one. It's like a sweet little family, but I just think the detail, I mean, that's engraved on a piece of hardwood. And there's an example again in the frame of that paint inlay that really makes the design pop. Just
And-
love that.
Someone else was asking about 3D engraves, and we've got a couple examples of that. This is actually a 1/2 inch thick piece of maple that was engraved with a cool design that Shell, our on-set designer, created for us. And you can see the detail and richness of this basically sculpture. that's created with the laser. This is also the technique that the fairy doors entrepreneurs that we talked about earlier were using. So the way that they're creating this sort of rich textured look is exactly the same thing. And it's not that hard. Black, what happens is you give it a picture, the black dots are the deepest, the white dots are the lightest, and gray is all the heights in between. So any black and white image can become a 3D engrave. And it lets you create this incredible sculpture with your Glowforge laser.
I just spotted this.
Oh, wait, we got a really important question before we do that. Can Glowforge engrave chocolate? Tammy asked us. Tam asked us.
Wow, glad we didn't miss that one. It is important.
We've got some macaroons, more from our friends at Starbucks across the street here, that we engraved. And yes, it can engrave chocolate, and it is really cool.
I've seen chocolate, I've seen fondant, pancakes, waffles, pizza, pumpkin pies.
Guacamole, matzah. Those are actually the same guy, and the same guy is a pediatric cardiologist who invented a rig that let doctors learn how they were going to do surgery, heart surgery on children with this Glowforge printed object. And then his next project was guacamole.
Right. Because why would you, I mean, you can't just stick in one wheelhouse. Why would you with all the possibilities, right? Yeah. Well, I just spotted this, and I realized this would be a super cool gift to make for my fiance. It's his bachelor party this weekend, so I could send him off with like a full one of these.
6-pack.
I'm sure that's all they'll go through. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but this is a really cool design that just uses wood, and then here's the really fun little feature on it though. It has a bottle opener with acrylic and then a penny right there. So it's kind of a secret little
If I'm not mistaken,
tool.
this was designed by Nick, our camera operator.
Oh, was it?
And
well,
this
thanks,
is
Nick.
actually in the Glowforge catalog. So what I love about this, we're going to trade out, speaking of bottle openers, what I love about the Glowforge catalog is that you can say, oh my gosh, I need a gift right now. I want to know it's going to work. I want to be sure it's perfect. You can grab a design from the catalog, print it, snap it together, and have something truly incredible. And it's easy to personalize because you can go and take a drawing, drop it on top. So if you wanted to, you could have artwork, a picture, or your own handwriting right here to highlight it and personalize it. And it takes an extra 5 minutes to go take this thing and really make it your own. We've also got we've got a few things going on. We just got this out of the Glowforge, and look at that. This is the metal bottle opener that we engraved, and that looks stunning.
Shell, did you know that rose gold was one of my wedding colors? So nice, it looks great.
So this will go perfectly with the set. Shall we take a look at the catalog? So you can see right here we have the catalog of beautiful designs.
Sorry about that, Dan. I just unmiked you. Oh, okay. Shell is sort of showing us through this. Oh, there it is. So this is a 6-pack gift pack. We've got some Coca-Cola in it, perfect for any beverage. What you want to do if you want to buy a Glowforge design is you do have to be a Glowforge customer, of course, but you'll just have access to our catalog. We've got all sorts of things in there, like anything from something like gifty things to little clutches or just some basic decor to have around your house to kind of get you started and comfortable with Glowforge. And it's just easy. It prints exactly how it says it will.
And you'll notice that with proof grade material, it knows how to cut, it knows how to score, there's no design, there's no fussing. You just hit print and you go.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so, and it's so big and looks so complicated. I feel like I'm gonna get so much credit for this, but really all I did was use the design from the catalog. Okay, so this will be glowing in a moment.
It's coming up right now.
Oh, well, and from the live stream, in fact, relevant, how long do prints take? How long is the average print?
So across every Glowforge in existence with more than 4 million prints, the average time to finish a print is 12 minutes.
Okay.
And so the quickest ones, like some of the ones we did earlier, might be just a minute or two for small things, like a pair of earrings, or personalizing something with an engraving. For a giant print like the dollhouse, you could spend all day running a print like that. And
correct me if I'm wrong, but cutting something is a lot faster than engraving something. So it's those really detailed engraves, like a full sheet engrave that might take a really long time.
That's where it goes. Oh, I see we're lit up.
Here we go.
And this particular design is going to be a full 20-minute design because it has some really beautiful scoring on it and details. So we may just cut to the finished product since we've only got 5 minutes left in the live stream. And we have one really important thing to do. A discount code.
Yes, that's right. I know a lot of you are excited about getting your Glowforge soon, ordering it before the holidays come so that you can make your holiday gifts or perhaps like amp up your production on your shops and make sure that you can fill all those holiday orders. So we are offering a discount this month only for live stream registrants. So,
there we go.
Yes.
Wait, we have to it's hard to read because it's white. So there we go.
Stand in front of it.
Check her background. Now you can see.
Glowforge.com.
There we go.
/SEPT
I am here to serve.
Live discount. So that's SEPT live discount. No spaces, all lowercase. But don't worry, I will also email you right after this with a recording to this live stream and the discount. And please don't share. We really do want to reserve it for folks who registered and came here today and are thinking about getting a Glowforge.
And people often ask, oh my gosh, how do I find the best price? Where do I find the best deal? It's really important to me that we offer great value to everybody and that the people who come here get the very best opportunity possible.
Right.
There is no better value. There's no price break besides this. You'll not find any lower price than what you find with this discount code.
And no plans for big holiday sales.
No, we actually are perennially short on inventory because we keep selling more than we planned. It gets so popular because now tens of thousands of people are buying these and they're fun. So we're not trying to clear stuff out for the holidays. What we're trying to do is get these in incredible homes of people who are going to make amazing things with them. And
I can't wait to see everyone's holiday content. Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. And so if you order now, Chris is asking, what is the lead time to receive a Glowforge?
Depends on the model.
It does,
So it's, I believe, about 3 weeks for the basic and about a week, 10 days for the Plus and Pro.
Yeah, depending where in the US you are.
Yeah, those are all shipping out of our warehouse and getting to customers as fast as we can.
Sure.
Those lead times will probably increase as we get towards the holiday.
They will.
So if you're looking to get it and want to get it quickly, you do want to get it right now because not only do you lose the time if you wait, but those lead times may increase as we get closer to the holiday.
Yeah, but now you got the code. The code is good till the end of the month. Again, that is, you go to glowforge.com/SEPT live discount. And here's the thing also, when you go to it, it looks like you're going to our website and you'll just see a subtle little banner that says Bailey and Dan thought you might like a Glowforge. And the discount will just populate. But don't expect to see like a big coupon or there's nowhere to enter a code. You just use that URL when you purchase. That's how you do it.
So I know we're just about out of time, and I know we've got hundreds of people, we may have more than 1,000 who are watching us and saying, is this really something I want to do?
Yeah.
And I realized this is a huge decision. It's not an inexpensive product.
Right.
It's a product that you maybe really have to be thoughtful about to work into your family's budget, to work into your business budget. When I was 7 years old, my parents got a Commodore 64 computer at home, and having access to that technology changed my life. Knowing that from being a very small child, it was my ability to go create things with technology and that belonged to me, that was my future.
Yeah.
And I want that for everybody. The ability to go take this piece of the future and put it on your desktop, put it to work in service of your family, of your business, of your dreams, of your art, of your craft, of your creativity, whatever it is that inspires you, this brings it to life. It brings it to life physically, quickly, and in a way that has tremendous value for you and your friends, your business, and your customers. So whether or not this is the right thing for you, I cannot thank you enough for joining us here today and watching all the cool stuff that we've done for Bailey's wedding, for all the different creative designs. It's been an amazing show.
Yeah, thanks for wanting to hear about my wedding. It's all I'm talking about lately, so I got to share it with the world.
And on the outro, maybe look at a couple more of the items around here so people can get a sense of some of what we've seen. So on the back wall, we've got this incredible birch lamp in the lower corner. I think that might be bird's eye maple. I don't know if you can see as we bring this over. We've got this crayon set. We've got a trebuchet up on the top shelf. That launches, there it is in the top right corner, launches little wooden cows. I designed that with my kids. There's a map. There's you can see all the proof grade materials here lined up so you can see what you make. Organizers. This is a school diorama. And what's so cool is that the adult can print the box and then the kids get to actually take their drawings and bring them to life. And your Glowforge makes these so much more than they could have been otherwise. We've got our Candy Monster candy box.
I I love that guy.
With the
We've
horns
had him
that
for a
wiggle up
while.
and
He's
down.
grown on me.
Yeah. We've got, you could grab one of these awards that we have over in the corner.
These are awesome.
This is one of the things where you can create something truly meaningful. This is just letters and clip art, but the results of this are gorgeous, and there's something anybody would be proud to put on their mantle or hang in their office or home. And so, you know, when we have teachers who bring Glowforge in, what we hear is it started out as something for education, and then it turned into fundraisers.
Right.
It turned into creative time. It turned into after school club. It turned into a reason that the parents are donating to the school.
That's amazing.
It's a multiplier against the creativity.
It's impossible to
of
get
each of
one
us.
and stick with your original idea.
Yeah.
I dare you to.
Also true. Also true. So we should read the discount one more
Yes.
time as we're out of time here.
All right. So again, that is glowforge.com/sept live discount. So SEPTLIVEDISCOUNT. Wow, spelling bee days. And I will be sending that out an email in just a couple hours, and I will talk to you all online. I'm here to answer questions.
And after we sign off, we're going to keep the chat open, I think. Is that right? So we'll be able to answer questions. Bailey and I are going to go back. We'll be able to answer. We won't be logged in as us, but we'll be there helping to answer questions. You can email us with anything that you need. hello@glowforge.com. If you need to reach me, it's danshapiro@glowforge.com. Yeah, that's actually my email. I read it. Feel free to send me anything that you can. And thank you so much for joining us today.